maximil potential. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we get started.
Let's fucking do it, baby. Wait, cursing on the podcast?
Yeah,
probably,
fine.
Probably, I'll keep it to a minimum.
Hey everyone, Marijn here, and today I'm joined by no one other than Rob Lipsett. Rob is a content creator, entrepreneur, and a best-selling author who was born in Ireland. He owns multiple companies. He is featured in magazines such as Muscle and Fitness. And Rob is just a really good friend of mine next to being an entrepreneur. And we've known each other since the start of both of our careers. For real.
I can't believe you had to write that out.
Has to be perfect.
I'm like, you could just introduce me as your old friend, Rob.
Gotta give you some extra credit.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what an introduction. But yeah, me and Ryan, we were like, he's possibly one of my oldest friends in the entire fitness industry. We've just been on this journey for so long together. And, you know, when you post that photo of me and Christian yesterday, I was just like, oh, yeah, we OGs now. We made it this far. But no, thanks so much for having me on the podcast. I've been watching them. And obviously, I'm a big fan of Marijn myself. So it's great to be here. I'm excited.
Appreciate it, bro, man. We're going to have a lot of energy today because you're the guy with the most amount of energy
that
I possibly know. For real. So I'm wondering, is just the new year has just started. Do you have any specific goals for this year?
Yeah, so first of all, on the energy, you got me at the best time, okay? It's like 10 a.m., it's the morning, got the caffeine in me. I'm definitely a morning person. By like 5 or 6 p.m., you know, it's when I wind down and get like just a little bit introverted and kind of like just have a little alone time in the evening. That's like when I kind of, you know, go recharge the batteries. Right. So you've got me at the best time. But so goals for the new year. I was actually talking about this with Linda like this morning, just when we woke up. And one of the kind of things that I believe in is you focus on one thing at a time. And it's like probably the biggest, you know, the thing that's going to make most change to you. So, for example, if I just focus on YouTube, podcasts, video formats like this, everything else will sort itself out. Okay? You know, most important thing, I will help more people transform their lives, their physique. What's that going to fall into? You know, people are going to purchase my coaching, my app. Or what's that going to fall into? More people are going to be like, hey, this guy makes pancakes. You know, I'm going to purchase some fuel cakes. You know, that's going to in turn generate revenue to fund the villa project that I'm currently working on. So instead of like picking all these massive goals and spreading yourself really thinly and trying to focus on 100 things at once, just pick that one thing that will fix all those goals, that will sort everything. So for right now, it's me. For me, it's putting out as much video content as possible. So thank you for being the first podcast of the year,
awesome.
You know, and help me achieve that. Because the last 2 years, same with a lot of people, didn't put out enough videos and content that I'm happy with, you know. It was like a very unmotivational time. It was weird with travel. I was kind of like, I'm not posting another home workout. I'm not doing it. They suck.
Even
you know,
just being here now, we're currently in Houston, Texas. We're to see the new project, Alpha Land, which has been, you know, Christian told us about this project 3 years ago.
Yeah.
There's tens of millions of dollars in this project. Like it's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
It just gives a lot of inspiration that, you know, maybe in the last 2 years we sort of missed, you know.
100%.
I've missed you as well. Just everybody. And yeah, man, so I can imagine.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you're not going to be inspired and motivated 100% of the time. And, you know, you can be like, some people are like, oh, no excuses, you know. Last 2 years were weird as hell. Yeah, especially in the Netherlands. I seen you working out in a playground. I'm like, this looks kind of sketch, bro.
I know, man.
What was that playground again?
The grind is real, man.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So that is sort of like no excuses, but then again, is the output the same as it normally would? Nah, definitely not. But
no, you got to be realistic as well.
Yeah, you got to like, and the same with Instagram. Like maybe you're less motivated, but you still, because of the consistency, you still put out content, but you know it's not as good as it could have been.
Exactly.
So maybe it's not necessarily an excuse, but it's an external reason.
Yeah.
And but you can still focus on the things that you can.
Exactly. You know, and then on the flip side,
well.
there's some people that like blew up because of lockdown.
Definitely,
like some people that just like locked themselves in the kitchen and became like a recipe YouTube, and they wrote cookbooks or what, you know, they owned the home workout things. A lot of girls like really blew up with the home workouts. They were doing like, you know, hit classes live and stuff. So, you know, again, you know, it's always opportunity.
Definitely,
but yes, that's my goal going forward, is just put out as much video content as possible.
Awesome, man. And you're working on a new villa now in
Yes.
Marbella, so I cannot wait for the opening.
Yo.
The grand opening party.
Yeah.
It's gonna be unreal.
So the grand opening is scheduled for about May, June. They said the thing's going to be finished end of March, and there's actually a penalty clause in that for every day they go over the certain date that they gave me, you know, the building company have to pay me a certain amount. So a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to take so long, oh, you'll be doing this for a year, and I'm like, great, you know, I hope they take their time, you know, get some money back. But so it'll definitely be done by summer anyways, and we'll have a huge housewarming party. Me, you, Ben, Joey D, Nabil can break the gate on the villa again with a Wrangler.
Oh, man.
You know, we can get the whole Ibiza crew. That was the first time I went to Ibiza, was with that crew. We can get the villa crew back together. So I'm excited, you know, and with that villa as well. So like first I was, you know, just buying it as buying a house, buying my first property. It's, you know, a better price that I'll get for, you know, anything in Dublin, you know, the drill as well.
Dublin,
in Netherlands,
one of the most expensive cities.
Yeah, for sure. But now, you know, I started an Instagram page for it, and just I couldn't believe my followers or my audience would be so interested in property.
They are also growing up, you know? So that's the cool thing about building like a real authentic following, is that many guys that have followed me when I was 19 years old, they've been following me all these years, and they also changed.
Yes.
So the content could change, like my content could change, and they will grow with me.
Yeah.
And the same thing for you, and I think that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, baby aesthetics.
Well, baby aesthetics, that'll be not in the near future, like someday.
There's a few years between us.
What about baby Lipsett?
Maybe baby Lipsett.
Oh my God.
He could be on there. I definitely do want to be a young father, you know?
Oh, yeah.
For sure, you know.
Your kid will be so energetic.
Oh,
it will be dangerous.
Good luck getting that little bastard to sleep. But with the villa project, anyways, we'll go off on tangents. With the villa project, I was just going to use this place to live, but there was huge interest in it, so I'm going to turn it into like a little Airbnb business. Even like get brands to do like brand trips there. Like, you know, like let's say a company like Legend London or Boohoo want to rent it for the weekend to bring a load of you know, YouTubers or people on Instagram there to shoot content. I'm going to make it really Instagrammable. So as always, I'm looking at it as a business move. How can you not?
Yeah, so you got a lot of things going on, but I'm wondering, like, to go back in the time for people that are watching this, they're like, you live this crazy life right now, how it all started, and you actually failed college, not once but twice, right? Your first year.
Yeah, you know, I was like, I gotta really prove that I'm a dumbass. So I gotta fail it twice.
So you failed it twice, and still then you dropped out and started your own business. So I'm wondering, like, how did all that go? Yeah,
so you know, we're always led to believe, not so much now, but when I was in school, so I finished like you know, just, I don't know what you guys call it. We call it secondary school. So it's the school that you're in until you're like 18, you know, but before going to university or college. And so I finished that in 2011. YouTube, Instagram, like they existed just about. Maybe Instagram didn't even, I'm not too sure. But this whole world is so new. When you actually think about it, it's completely new, you know. And so I just thought there was, the only path was to, you know, go to college, you get the job, and that's it. And I actually thought, like, at the time, you know, when you're young, go out, drink a lot, I was like, oh, what do I want to do? I want to own a nightclub or manage a bar. And, you know, so it's so funny how now it's the complete opposite, is, you know, we focus on fitness and health, not the whole time, but that's the industry we're in. And so, yeah, again, I was doing a course that I didn't like doing. I was terrible at it. I couldn't find the motivation to turn up to lectures, to study. And I was like, I am the biggest loser in the world. Everyone is just fine studying so easily. You know, everyone's passing their exams. I failed my first year, and like, it was just such a gut-wrenching feeling, because it was when I did that second year again, repeated first year, for the second time. I was like, my life is so stagnant. I was like, I am literally going nowhere, you know, and I'm like about like what 20, 21 at this stage, and then I tried it again, and I failed again, and that was like, oh, beyond disappointing, and like my family were so disappointed, and I thought this was the only route. I was like, I am fucked otherwise, you know, like I've got no other path. And then like I broke it down and I go, look, what are you good at? What do you actually like doing? Okay. And that was fitness. I was mad into the gym. Okay. I would skip lectures to go to the gym.
What was this turning point where you went from like being like, I'm a loser and I cannot do college to, hey, maybe there's another way?
Yeah.
What was the turning point?
So it was when I got into fitness, and it was such a confidence booster because I was like, oh, I found something I was good at.
Right.
I was even giving all my friends like training plans and nutrition plans, and I did a personal trainer course as well, and I passed that without studying. Imagine that. For the first time in my life, I felt like, yes. I was like, oh, I'm on the right path. And that was just the biggest confidence booster. And then I started reading books like, this is so basic, like reading books like The Secret, thinking about visualization, positive thinking, and all this, and it just flipped a switch. And then when I was 22, obviously I started my first ever YouTube video. They're all still there. And once you find something that you enjoy, you know you're on the right path, you know you're on the right journey, your mind, your brain chemistry will just change.
Yeah. Switch to something inside.
Yeah. And so I just turned 30 on Monday, you know, about a week ago. And so it's like, it's an 8-year journey, you know. We haven't even hit a decade yet, you know. And when I saw a really good quote the other day. It's like, when you really want to build something big, or you really have a great career, you got to stop thinking in years, start thinking in decades. Right. So I think I haven't even hit decade 1, and that was a great decade, you know. So that was it. Yeah.
That's amazing, bro. Yeah. And so how did you went from there to starting your online fitness business?
Yeah, so
that's the first business you started, right?
That is the first time, and I'll tell you right now, there's probably a lot of people watching this that they want to be entrepreneurs. That's like your main demographic, especially with the how my friends,
especially fitness coaches and just online coaches, but any online business.
Yeah, the maximale potential.
Maximale. Yeah. Maximale potentie. Try.
Maximale potential.
I love it, man.
So again, people will want to know how I got started on that journey. And so the first thing I sold online was an ebook for $9.99. And I was like, I saw that PayPal come in. I was like, oh my God, I'm a millionaire. But it was the best feeling in the world, you know. And so that was the first thing I did. I wrote an ebook. And so like I just put it on Word document, like just basically a 100-page guide on how to design your own training and nutrition program. And look, it's a great book. Like it was perfect at the time because I was following the right people from the beginning, like, you know, evidence-based, flexible dieting, progressive overload, no confuse the muscles and eat chicken and broccoli, which is so lucky because when you first start fitness, you'll just pick someone to follow and you don't know anything. So you can pick, like, you know, these scientists and researchers, or you can pick like these bodybuilders, and 90% of people are just going to pick the guy with the good physique, you know. And again, at the time, all the information, you go on like simplyshredded.com, Cutting Jacked, and like you'd see these bro science articles. But I was so lucky that I found the right camp, and I wrote like a really good ebook, and that was the first thing I did. And then I started taking like online coaching clients and doing it through email. And this is also so funny. I was just thinking about this the other day, is WhatsApp existed, but it wasn't like, we didn't have WhatsApp Business. It didn't have such a good flow as it does now. Like nowadays I coach all my one-on-one clients via WhatsApp.
Even like Zoom calls. I'm doing Zoom calls now with business coaching clients. And back in the day, like Zoom didn't even exist as far as I know.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah.
Maybe like
Skype.
But like the quality of the phone as Skyping was just horrible.
Oh yeah. Like
now it's almost like it's so good.
It's
man.
Nuts. And so like, again, anyone who's watching this, you're living in the best time.
Yeah,
like you know,
for content creation, online business,
it's too easy. You know,
just for designing your life in general. I feel like this is the time where there's opportunity for everybody. You know?
Yeah,
and not everybody has the same opportunities. That's obvious, but you see, like everybody can create something.
Yeah,
just with a phone.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so at the beginning, I was just doing it with little ebooks on a WordPress site and email coaching, and you know now it's just so much easier. And you know, of course, there's a lot of other projects, but that was the first entrepreneurial thing I did. Yeah.
And so I'm wondering with you, because like you have a lot of energy. You have so much energy and positivity inside of you. You said you read some books on positive thinking, and I know that gratitude is also a big part of your life.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like what made you so positive? Because maybe a lot of people think that you might be faking it or putting on a mask, but I know you as a person, and you're the same off camera. Okay, and everybody here knows when you walk into a room, things change. You know, it's like
what I said when I walked in.
We just laugh so much, man. Yeah.
So I actually used to not be so positive at all. I used to be really negative, especially when I was going through all like the failing college and I was terrible at school, and you know, teachers were telling me how to amount to nothing and all this, and I was getting all that negative reinforcement, you know. And then when I made the switch, I started becoming a self-help junkie. And you know, the self-help industry is so big, and it's like so many people will take in all this content and they won't apply it.
Exactly.
They'll just read it and they'll say, oh, that's nice, and practice, but they won't actually train themselves to do it. And so what I started doing, I'm a very simple man.
Yeah, because like people overcomplicate it, and they have to read one more book on it. When you just pick one right book, like
The Secret or
Think and
whatever.
Grow Rich, or
The
Secret for You, or whatever it is. Which one you read?
Yeah.
I don't know if it really matters that much.
They're all the same.
Pick one of the best ones. So why not one that is like 100 years old, a really good one? And then just start practicing it instead of looking for, I don't really completely understand it yet. I'm going to read another one and another one.
I think the next one will do it. It's literally just like, look at the glass half full. That's it, right? I was like, okay, my life is a lot more fun and enjoyable. I laugh at more things when I look at the glass half full. I have the option of how I view things, you know. Maybe I can't change a certain circumstances, but I can always change how I view it. That is the one universal truth. There's a universal truth is you may not be able to change a certain thing, a lot of things even. There's a lot of things you can't change, but you can always change your outlook on it. Bar none, bar none, you know?
That's interesting. It's just the way you...
And it's really tough, you know?
It is pretty tough to put that in practice, especially if you're sort of like a maybe more negative person. So for you, I can imagine when you started, it must have been really
exactly
making that switch.
Exactly, and sometimes like it's just all in your head. You just got to break it down simply, but you'll never regret it. You know, and take a few deep breaths and you say, all right, how am I going to look at this situation? And the positive one's always a lot more enjoyable. So yeah, I felt like I flipped a switch in my life, and never gone back. But of course, there's just plenty of times where I'm super hard on myself. Us as entrepreneurs, you know, we are. I think we're the most self-critical kind of group of people ever. You know,
and otherwise we wouldn't progress either. So
no,
it's on one side, I'm always like, I want that to go away, but then at the same time, I know that is not going to go away if I want to still reach my goals and do all this big shit that I have in my head.
Exactly. It's a fine balance. Yeah, definitely.
It's a good balance.
Yeah, and so, again, I often am very hard on myself as well, and, you know, that's something that, you know, maybe you don't see, but again, it's not a quality that I so much want to change. You know, it's kind of necessary at times. And then there is a lot of times where I recharge the batteries, usually in the evening, that like I don't go on my phone much, and I'll clock off and I'll do some brainless activity like watch Netflix, you know, and just chill out. So I definitely I saw an interesting one as well. I don't know if this is right or not. They're like extroverts get their energy from being around other people. Introverts get their energy from being on their own, recharging. By that definition, I'm introverted.
Are you?
Believe it or not, because you know, people actually think it's the opposite. They just think extrovert means you're loud, but apparently it's actually where you recharge and get your energy from. So in that case, like I need my alone time. Like I lived on my own for most of my life. Like I would live in a 2-bed apartment and I'd pay double the rent just to live on my own. That's how much I appreciate my alone time.
And I'm wondering for you, because you like I feel like you do have a good amount of self-confidence, and often I've wondered, like, is this real confidence or is it like created confidence? But it's pretty real, man. You're able to flip a switch also.
Yeah.
If something doesn't go your way, you're just confident, like, well, then we'll do something else.
Yeah, yeah.
You just always either find a way or make one. You have it on your
have a tattoo on the goddamn leg.
Tattoo on his calf.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
On my massive calf, I was like, what's the biggest body part that I can get? Joking, it's on my ankle. But yeah. And so sometimes you got to remind yourself of that. And, when the self-doubt creeps in, which it does, no matter what, you just gotta zap it out and be like, so for example, right, this is a perfect example. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't make enough coaching sales this month. Oh, my video views aren't good enough. Oh, my content's this. And I go, what else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do, Rob? Are you going to go start handing out CVs to some job that you're gonna hate? What else are you gonna do? Just shut up and get on with it. I've no other option.
Exactly.
So that's it. That's also an easy way to break it down.
Yeah. But so I'm wondering, how did you build this self-confidence, especially coming from a guy that maybe had less self-confidence? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you had it all your life.
No.
But how did you create this? Because I feel like most people nowadays, this is the biggest thing, in my opinion, that most people miss, and why they never get successful, because they don't believe in themselves. And so I'm wondering, for you, what has it done for you? How did you start believing in yourself?
Absolutely. So tip the boat out slowly as you go along, okay? If you've got nothing to be confident about, how are you going to be confident? You haven't done shit with your life. No. How dare you be confident? Why would you be, So achieve a small goal, okay? Maybe you start a little side hustle. Maybe you get a raise at work.
Maybe get in shape. For you, it was fitness. For me, it was fitness also. That was my first win,
Huge one. I think, especially the amount of men that can do with just achieving their physique goals. It doesn't even
Ladies
take...
also. And even still, up to this day, if I don't train if I train shit for 2 weeks, and I train really good afterwards, or I go to training camp, have a right diet again, I start feeling better within days.
Oh, it's an
instant. And I already have this physique, but it's still
it's like the actual act of exercise is so important. And I still think fitness is the most important thing in my life. People see, the nice dinners, hanging out with cool people, traveling the world. I'm like, fitness is still the shit. Yeah. Fitness is the coolest thing you can do. So yeah, back to the self-confidence thing. Do some small little wins and get something to feel confident about. Yeah. Get strong in the gym. Get a nice looking lean physique. You start that side hustle. Make more money. These are just, it doesn't even have to be make $1 million a year. Just make a little bit more every month. Yeah. Exactly. Do something. Make other people happier. Be a good friend. Be a good family member. Just something. And then this self-confidence is going to build and build, and you're going to be able to achieve bigger things because you're believing in bigger things. So my advice is how to build self-confidence is just tip the boat out. Set some small goals that are going to lead to bigger goals.
Exactly, man. And that's why I have to say, even if you set goals for the year, you can set big goals for the end of the year, but set small goals on a daily basis. Or not even goals, small goals on maybe monthly basis, and then just daily little steps that you take.
Yeah.
And when you take off those steps that you're doing, it can be as simple as that.
Yeah.
Just start feeling good about yourself.
Yo, what I do, right? I write a to-do list every day. I write out how my ideal day would go, and I write down shit that I know I'm going to do. I'm going to achieve, just so I get to tick them off.
Nice.
Yeah, just because that's
you're hacking life.
Exactly, yeah. I'm hacking life. It's like you're playing with your brain chemistry. I knew I was going to do it, but and it was an easy task. But just looking at it and ticking it off on your list, it's going to put you in a good mood. How can it not?
Nice, bro.
So put on some little small guaranteed wins during your day. So that's another one as well.
Awesome, bro. And so I'm wondering for you, because being the size that you are on social media, you must get some criticism, some hate. How do you deal with this?
Yeah, I like it, to be honest.
You like
it? Yeah. Oh, God, I'm just going to sound so holier than thou. But it's if this dude is taking 10 minutes out of his day to consume my content and leave a meanie, nasty comment, I'm like, oh, how can I like be mad at that? You know, like they're not in a good place.
Yeah.
I've honestly never in my life left.
Not even.
Well, I've never even made a fake profile to a fake troll profile. I've never even put 5 minutes into
for
that.
other people?
Yeah,
No.
imagine being like one of those people that, you know,
I cannot even imagine doing that.
yeah,
like,
you know, that's
yeah.
dark stuff. So you
Yeah.
can't get mad at these people. I would be sad if like one of my friends that I looked up to criticized me. Like if you or like
Right.
Christian or someone was like, Rob, what are you doing? Yeah, then I'd be like, oh shit. But if it's just like
Well,
a
but
troll
then
account,
it would not be hating. We would tell you,
Yeah.
like, Rob, what the fuck do you do? And you need to fix this right now.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
That's a good friend.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what a good
which
friend
I'm
does.
pretty sure we've done in the
we do
past
that,
with each
yeah.
other. But yeah, if it's just a troll account online, then you can't take it seriously.
Yeah.
You know, you
So
just
did
can't.
you when you started out, like?
Yeah, oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, okay.
Like it's a new feeling, and it's
Yeah.
like when you're just like, you know, starting out, you're just whatever. The internet is kind of new to things, and you're putting yourself out there, and it's a first time feeling. That is when you see a horrible comment about yourself, you kind of feel like someone slapped you in the face.
Yeah.
You're like, what? How dare you say that? I can't believe you'd say that about me.
Yeah.
You know, and then it just becomes normal, and you think deeper into it. You're like, oh, come on, it's not that serious. Oftentimes, maybe it's just some kid looking for a laugh, like the way, you know, do you know, what do you call them in you know, in Netherlands, a knick-knack or a DoorDash.
A DoorDash?
DoorDash.
I've
You like
never
when you
heard
ring
of
the
this.
doorbell and run away.
Oh,
That's what Americans call them. You know?
Bellachilele?
What? Bruschetta.
Bellachilele.
Bellachilele. You know, so it's just, that's what I think. It's like when you get a mean comment, like it could just be some kid looking for a reaction.
Yeah.
Bellachilele. You know, that's the first time that analogy is ever.
Eichel.
Eichel.
It's like asshole.
Eichel.
That's like, you say it in like German.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, so it could just be looking for someone looking for reactions. It's not that serious. You know, so that's how I look at it.
Sweet. So I'm wondering, Rob, what is your view on money? What role does money play in your life? Do you think it's important? Why are you laughing?
Hell yeah! It is important. I am not going to be one of those self-righteous life coaches. Come on. Oh, no, money doesn't matter. It's not important. Hate when I hear that online, okay?
Yeah.
How you make your money.
Well, the funny thing is that a lot of these like self-help or the more they say that they're spiritual, but then they charge a lot of money. And then they say they don't care about money.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Fuck that.
I don't get it. But yeah, money's extremely important, but how you make it is more important, okay? So
That's right.
what I want to be, I would rather be doing like, you know, 50K a year doing this, like happily getting to lift weights, do fitness, help people achieve their goals. I'd take that over like a 300K, I'd probably say 400K corporate job that I don't like. People will argue that. That's just me personally. You know, I've done it. I've done the 9-to-5 things, and yeah, I didn't enjoy it. But so how you make your money, extremely important. How much you make is extremely important as well. It's going to directly correlate your life. It's going to open up opportunities to you. It's like money is like a freedom unlocker. You know what I mean? It's going to completely affect your life. But so money's important. How you make is very important. And also there is a cutoff point as well where, you know, more doesn't matter. But there's a study on that.
Yeah, I know there is a study. But
it's still a high amount.
I still do. I think it's about 100K.
You know, I think it's actually like 120 or something.
Okay.
We can.
But so knowing that we're over that, I still think that like a little bit more is nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, this villa renovation ain't gonna pay for itself. Yeah.
So it's not like, is it necessary? Definitely not.
No.
Even like I've been unhappy at times, and then like the money didn't matter for me. But then again, it's nice to know that you have a buffer of money as well.
Completely.
So those things are important, but that has to do a lot with saving money, etc. as well.
Yeah.
There's definitely a point where I think money drastically improves your life. Let's say up until that point, like 100K or a little bit more a year, then you can live an amazing life with a lot of freedom. But making even more, still great.
Yeah, he's still awesome. Thank
Still
you.
awesome.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Still awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a yacht in Ibiza. I think that'll make me happier. I think it will. But yeah, no. So that's my take on it. And yeah, that's a good one as well. That you kind of like looked at that study, you know, the buffer one, and then you put your own spin on it, and more probably will make you happier.
It depends. It depends also on how much you have to work for it, and as you say, the how, the why, it really matters, like how you make the money.
It's a nuanced conversation, but no, extremely important. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You know, get that money. You're gonna change other people's lives the more you have as well.
Well, yeah,
it's a positive thing.
If you do what we do.
Yeah.
If you make money in a different way, that's obviously another. But I always feel like the more money I make, the more people I'm helping with what I'm doing. So which is awesome.
Exactly. You build
and the more you can
up.
give back as well to people around you. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome, bro. So I'm wondering what your current business model looks like, and what streams of revenue you got.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the main one would be like coaching, and everything would fall under that. So we have the one-on-one kind of, you know, VIP coaching that I do, where I'll take on a handful of clients per month. So that's great. It's funny how I started off doing that. That was the first thing, and then I stopped doing it for years. I was mainly focusing on the app side of things, and now about 6 months ago I started doing it again, but much better streamlined, like with the technology, like WhatsApp, Zoom, having assistants to help me organize my schedule, my calendar. You know, I've learned how to find the right clients as well that suit you, that you're going to get each other much better results. I've learned how to literally seek them out instead of just letting anyone sign up. So that's the one-on-one coaching. The apps, of course, I've been involved in fitness apps since 2018, I believe, was the first one I started doing. Again, that was they're all, you can't really go wrong with them. Like, they're profitable within, from the get-go, really, like, depending on how much it costs to build. So yeah, the coaching, the apps, Fuel Cakes, of course, and
tell us about Fuel Cakes.
Yeah, so that's the funniest one, right? When people are like, "What do you do?" Okay, and I could pick a few things. I could be like, author, online coach, fitness entrepreneur, but I always be like, when I first met them, I'm like, I own a pancake company. I'm the Willy Wonka of gains.
I'm practically a man whore. I sell my physique for money.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is a great one. Yeah. But yeah, I always say the pancake one because it gets people's attention. Yeah. But yeah, so obviously one of my first ever viral videos was the protein pancake video. Like, honestly, coming up 7-8 years ago. And funny enough, while we're here, the inspiration behind starting that was obviously because my audience liked protein pancakes. Okay, oftentimes we'll talk about this in a little bit, but if you've got an audience, and build a product around them instead of the other way around. But we'll come up to that later. But so one of my other inspirations behind it was Christian and Max. Okay, so we were sitting in London. I think you were there, like in that house. We were on a trip. It was in 2018 before all madness. And we were talking about 3D, how Christian, he drank White Monster Zeros in every video, said, I'm going to make my own energy drink. Success. Max ate Sour Patch Kids in every single video before his deadlifts. And then he ran on to create Sour Strips. Of course, his audience is going to love that. And I sat down to them and I was like, oh, guys, I would love to do a physical product like you, because I would always just do kind of not even just digital, events, coaching, apps,
more
and all that. Service-based business, exactly. And I was like, I'd love to have something I can hold in my hand. And they were like, what are your channel like? And I'm like, we went through my most viewed videos. And I was like, I'm going to start a pancake company. And so that's where it began. So, and now it's cool that how Christian and Max are downstairs, ran one of Christian's creation. And that's the best example we're going to get on this podcast about how important it is to surround yourself with people that not only encourage you, but that innovate. Definitely. Like, if I was just with a bunch of people who didn't have their own products, or, who weren't into entrepreneurial stuff, they wouldn't have said anything. They would have been like, oh, I'm sure you'll think of something. And that's it. but they were like, you know, let's go through. They're like, let's go through. Like, how nice are they? Let's go, stop what we're doing. Let's go through your videos and see what would hit it off.
And so that's one thing, like surround yourself with like-minded people and people that are further than you are so you can learn from them.
Yeah.
But then also don't take advice from people that are way below where you are.
Yeah,
you know? So
yeah.
if you want to, and this is pretty difficult because you, when you start a business, you might have, you know, friends that have 9-to-5 jobs, and then they will give you advice on your business, and you cannot take that advice necessarily serious.
No,
you have to really, really closely look at that. Because if they're not entrepreneurs, how can you take them serious? They've never built a business.
Exactly.
This is what I found like really, really, like in university, really tough. Is that, you know, the professor are like teaching me stuff about business, but they've never built a successful company themselves. They've read books about how to build a company, but they've never done it. How can I learn?
Exactly.
You know,
yeah. That was the exact same as me when I was in college as well. I remember I was it was in a marketing module. And they're like talking about putting like ads in the newspaper and all that. Right. And I was like, you know, social media exists by this point, you know. But yeah, so that's why it's so important. Another one, quick one, is your family will always try to give you advice, and our family is so important. I love my family and I cherish time with my family. But my mum and my dad are from a different generation. When I told them that I was getting into online coaching, they're like, "What are you going to do? Jumping jacks on Skype?" You know, they literally. I was like, oh well, you know, a few live workouts, you know, wouldn't mind. But that was it. They didn't even know that like email coaching and WhatsApp coaching existed, so you can't necessarily take advice. But yeah, so that's such a good example of how the people you surround yourself with will put you on the right track. And before we move on, I got a little present for you as well, right?
You got a present for me?
Yeah, I got a present for you.
Oh man,
you got it right here.
All right. That's amazing.
Just for you, bro.
Fuel cakes.
Yeah, yes.
Hell yeah, man. I ran out, okay?
Yeah,
so this is awesome.
There you go. So I'll keep you going while you're over here. Give you your pancake hit. But yeah, that's why it is very important. People. I'm like, can we get some good product placement?
Yeah.
I'm only joking.
Sweet.
But yeah, so that's the product there. And then so other streams, of course, sponsorships. We're here with one of our sponsors, Alphalete in Alphaland, and another one would be Ghost as well, which are a brand that I've been with since I think like 2018, good few years now. I was with the brand that Mariah was with My Protein, who were amazing. And then I just thought I was a better fit for Ghost, but there was no drama leaving My Protein. Like a lot of people have like dramas when they fall out with a supplement company or a clothing company, but I'm glad that I left them amicably. And then yeah, just other brand deals, like for example this morning I did a post for Fashion Nova, fashion company. Manscaped have sponsored a channel before. Blue Man the hair, I think you've done some stuff like that, so just one-off things like that. So yeah, there's a good few things coming in, and hopefully in the future I'll add property to it as well. I think that's just that's a haymaker, you know. That's a big one.
I'm wondering, bro, like any specific tips for people that want to build an online business?
So I think I mentioned it briefly, is people that want to start an online business, which personally I think is one of the crucial steps to free them. Personally, I think is one of the crucial steps to freedom in today's world. Okay, you know, build an online business that you can travel freely with, you know, something you can make money online. Like, thank God we were doing online stuff before the whole pandemic hit. You know, one of the groups of people that I actually really sympathize with and felt the worst for is like small business, like local business in town. Like Dublin especially is like, what makes Dublin is the pubs and the small cafes, and you know the beautiful restaurants and our fresh Irish beef, and you know the food is amazing. And to see them all closed down, the nightlife and everything, it just really took a lot of the atmosphere out of Dublin, and so I really hate to see that. But so we're very lucky that we were doing online stuff, and so with online businesses, build a community first before now. Even audience and community, okay, similar things, but not exactly right. audience is just people that watch your things, your followers. I hate that word. It sounds like I'm Moses. And like your followers, your audience, okay, is people that, you know, tune in and watch your stuff, or like maybe just, you know, follow you on Instagram. But a community is the people that, like, you know, they really get what you do, like the LF Army community that really, you know, appreciate what you do. They follow your content very closely. You meet them at events. You connect with them, you know, so community is very important. So build that audience and community first, provide so much value, change people's lives, improve them for the better, connect with people, you know, what's social media for? It's for, you know, connecting with people, being responsive to people, reply to comments, you know, get back to as many DMs as you can, you know, and again, do meetups and stuff, which we should do while we're here.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so build that community, and then start thinking about sponsorships, brand deals, and coming out with your own online business. You know, probably in the opposite order of that, probably online business and then sponsorships and brand deals, because people always take more kindly to it when it's your own thing and they want to support you. Just the same, your friends and family want to support you. Whereas, like, if I do, like, you know, again, a brand deal for like some random fashion company, they're like, you know, whatever.
And I feel like obviously starting your own business is way more long term.
Yeah,
and it's way more accessible and like realistic for most people to you know, actually build a successful, at least a coaching business.
Yeah,
because a coaching business very much has to do with your face or your presence or your unique selling points. And I feel like a coaching business is just relatively easier to start than like a product, or by getting sponsorships, because you need a decent amount of followers to get a sponsorship.
Yeah,
you only need like literally a couple hundred followers, and you can already make money by coaching.
Oh, honestly,
as you say, first you have to provide value, and there are different seasons. You know, you cannot directly go to the sales. First, you gotta provide value, have engagement. You know, a visibility season. Then you get the leads. And then you go for the sale. You cannot like skip all the steps and directly ask for those sales. You need to really build that community first. So.
That's a money grab, you know, if people just go straight to that, and people don't like that. They don't take kindly to it. So yeah, no, that's a great point with the coaching as well. I think like people will see a clothing line or, you know, a supplement company or whatever. They'll see a physical product and they think, oh, that's the money maker. That's what's going to be, you know, what's going to make me rich and everything. And physical products, digital products, instant profit, instant. Within, you know, a week, your turnover profit. Okay, physical products a lot more difficult. Shipping, logistics, tax, storage, customs, customer service. The actual product itself, it's a lot more complicated. So if there's people that are watching this and they want to start the online business route, a digital service is in my opinion the best way to go. Like the only way I could have actually, you know, started Fuel Cakes if I did the digital service first. Is exactly. So, you know, that's where I made my initial money, and then I can start putting it into stuff like this. So that's awesome. Definitely, So we cannot say like don't start a physical product. You still can, like, it can still be great, but you have to have a great idea. Very good. You know, and therefore a coaching business is relatively easier to start with less of an investment. Maybe you need to invest obviously like in a mentor or someone who can help you further. If you don't have those friends around you that we do, first you have to, then you can pay people to be your friend. That's how I always see a mentor. Like you pay someone to but you pay someone to help you out that's further than you are, and you cannot get to them without obviously, you know, making that transaction. 100%. That's a great way to do it, but then other than that, the investments are small, you know, like a website and hosting. Those are all very little investments compared to, like, you know, a physical product like this. I love the packaging. I got it from a 1950s cereal box. In front of me. Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's a 1950s like cereal box style. I was like, you know, if I just went to like power cakes, gym cakes route, people would be like, oh, of course. And then like there's a lot of female customers as well. The packaging, if it's too hardcore, will put that customer base off. So I made it a nice neutral and fun colors as well. And
if you guys are listening, we're looking at the Fuel Cakes that he just gave me as a present.
Yeah, so fuelcakes.com if you want to take a better look at it. But digital service is an amazing way to go. Awesome, and that's my advice, is build the audience and community first.
So I'm wondering, bro, you're living the dream, literally the dream lifestyle. You travel a lot, you do all these amazing things, you make a lot of money, successful, seem very happy all the time. Do you go through hard times as well, and how do you deal with that?
Oh, man. constantly. Like even like the last 2 years, you know, I can't complain because again we're still so lucky. But there was so fortunate as well, and I'm beyond grateful for that. But yeah, of course, look, there's going to be times where you hate yourself, like where you're just like, what are you doing? Why did you do that? And what I say is, let yourself go a little. Like you can be angry. Being angry and sad and anxious and depressed, they're normal human emotions. They're some of the most common human emotions. So let it out. Take a day, but don't let it become a long-term chronic thing. Snap yourself back out of it, okay? Well, once you let it take control of your life, well, then it's gone too far, okay? But feeling these basic human emotions is a normal thing, and I think trying to fight them actually makes things worse. You're trying to, and that's when you get like the fake positivity, is when you're just like, oh, it's all fine, la la la, and that kind of gets like crazy. That's insane, trying to tell yourself, oh, always be happy and stuff. That's a surefire way to not always be happy. So let yourself
I've been guilty
go.
of that myself as well. Like putting on that mask, and it's not sustainable, of course. And that will lead to unhappiness. So how do you put yourself out of that state?
Yeah, so you actually did a great post I read a while ago about putting on that mask as well. And so when I get in a bad mood or whatever, honestly, fitness, going to the gym, once I find, okay, this is how simple human I am, okay, I'll drop everything I'm doing, okay, I'll de-stress, I'll take some deep breaths, right, I'll take some time myself, I'll knock off my phone, close my laptop, I'll make myself just get ready for the gym, put on my favorite gym outfit, take my pre-workout, all that good stuff, music, angry, hardcore, rap, rock, whatever, go to the gym, have an insane session, okay? Just listen to music, don't be going on your phone scrolling between sets. We all do it. Have an insane session, train your favorite body part, get home, make a big post-workout meal, watch some of my favorite YouTube channels, my favorite videos, something positive. I would recommend doing that over like watching a horror movie. Watch something positive and uplifting, and then, maybe look at your to-do list, maybe not, just chill out for the rest of the day, and then, get a good night's sleep. And after doing that, focusing on fitness, nutrition, and rest, 90% of your problems go away. And another one, right, is... That's why I'm so passionate about fitness as well. I truly believe so much of people's problems will go away if they just focus on lifting weights and focus on their nutrition.
It's changed my life. It's even next to the physical aspect, just the mental aspect, as we already said.
Yeah.
The confidence boost that you get simply from going to the gym and getting results. Any human can do this.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing. That's why we might be simple humans, but hey.
Maybe we're the smart ones. Maybe we're ahead of the game. I think we are. But so another one, just like you said, like I didn't make any progress in that day. I just listed my perfect unwind day. I didn't make any progress, in a day. I just do that all because mentally it feels amazing. And so that's what I do. I just have a day to myself. I decompress, and then, 90% of your problems are gone away. Another one is perspective, okay? Is when you zoom out, you look at the bigger picture, and like, so for example, let's say you have a really bad 3 months or really bad 6 months in business, or your socials aren't growing, or your relationships aren't blossoming, or anything, okay? So it can be a long time. Zoom out, look at the last 2 years, look at the last 4 years, 6 years, okay? I bet you'll have a lot to look forward to. You'll have a lot to be grateful for, and you'll look back on, see how far you came. So zoom out. I actually got that kind of phrase, zoom out, from like investing in stocks and crypto and all that.
Yeah, love
so
it.
when people were stocks,
because I have money in it, but I don't look at it because
it's crazy. So that's where I learned that.
I don't do trading because I know it'll mentally fuck me up.
Exact same. We're the same in that sense. And so I learned that. It's like zoom out and you look at the bigger picture, like the S&P 500, for example. The 500 main companies that you can invest in. It's never gone down. Like if you look at it from history, it goes in dips, but it always keeps reaching all-time highs. So that's like your life. If you look at your life in a chart, if you zoom out, it makes the fact that you see a bad month, it's really not a big
love it,
deal.
man. Yeah, and I can say that now as well because I had a rough couple months, maybe this year, and
Yeah.
now I'm feeling great, and now I'm just looking back at it like,
Zoom out.
you know, and that's the crazy thing about emotions as well. They go away.
Yeah.
And like when you're feeling good, you can almost not remember how it felt to feel bad. Like
Yeah.
I know it was bad, but like the same feelings, I cannot feel them now.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah, you got to zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, I like
Whether
that
it's
one.
life-
I
life
like
or
that
business.
one. Zoom out on the stock of life. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Yeah.
good,
Yeah,
man.
so that's like, zoom out again. That's pretty much saying perspective. And so once you have this perspective, you'll realize that, you've came so far. You realize how lucky and fortunate you are. Like, it always puts you in a good mood. Like there's just so much people just going through so much hardships in life, and you just got to realize how fortunate you are. And you can't waste this opportunity that, you're so lucky. And instead of like saying, even just saying that out loud, saying, I'm so lucky, I'm so fortunate, I'm so glad. Just saying those words will put you on your way to getting back on track. So have your day and zoom out.
I love it, bro. I say, so I want to wrap it up here, and I want to ask you like any final projects you want to let the people know about, and where should they follow you?
Yeah, of course. So at Rob Lipsett on Instagram, you'll find everything there really. At Rob Lipsett on YouTube too. RobLipsett.com as well for coaching and everything. And fuelcakes.com for the best protein pancakes in the world. And at Game Plan on Instagram for the best training app in the world. Everything's just the best. Yeah. And so you find me online, you'll find everything else. But
Awesome,
that's
man.
it.
Appreciate you taking the time here today, man. It's been a really good time. Had fun. We always do, man.
Always.
Every
And
day here
now,
has been great.
and now we're going to hit a big workout and just have a killer day. So that's it.
Let's do it, man. Thank you guys for listening, and talk to you soon.
Appreciate it.
Nice one, man.
Bye, man.